Guys, this is a hot button issue for me. I'm going to talk about illegally downloaded music today. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Aaron Geezy here bringing you the Geeztown perspective. And today I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit of a hot button issue for me, illegally downloading of music. All right, and there's three areas I want to talk about. One, is this okay or not okay? Two, how is this affecting the music industry? And three, what can be done about it? So is this okay? Guys, it's stealing, all right? Stealing is never okay. I don't care, how people justify it or, all these excuses people make that are just absolutely ridiculous. It's stealing, all right? That's what it is. It's stealing. I mean, how would you like it if, wherever you work, whatever you're doing, what if we just said, oh, I think that should be free. I think that should be done for free. I mean, why is it that when it comes to music, all of a sudden people have this attitude like, oh, I think that should be free? I mean, music takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of practice, a lot of learning, a lot of technique, and it's not really something where you can just get a job and get a salary. I mean, you're kind of, until you make it big, you're kind of on your own and not, making much of anything. All right. I mean, people put tremendous amount of risk and, time and energy into this, and people think that should just be free. I mean, give me a break. And then, I mean, people just justify it in ridiculous ways. They say, oh, well, maybe it'll go viral. Maybe it'll, then you'll have all these fans and all these people that'll come to your show and they'll buy your t-shirts and, all this. I mean, give me a break. That's ridiculous. Okay. First of all, we're in the music industry. We don't sell t-shirts. We're not a fashion industry. All right. Musicians aren't, they don't make t-shirts. They make music. T-shirts are just kind of like this side, thing, right? I mean, give me a break. Something going viral of people downloading it illegal. Okay, you have all these people that are now fans of this artist, but not willing to pay money on this artist's music. All right, that's like the worst situation possible. I mean, you basically, if you're an artist in that position, you basically have people that are eating you alive. They just want everything from you and won't give anything back to you. And that's what, would happen if your pirated music went viral. All right. It's like the stupidest thing ever. All right. People say like, oh, it's these record labels. They're just evil. And, they take advantage of the artists and all this stuff. Guys, record labels aren't evil. All right. I mean, in any industry, you're going to have some good people and some bad people. That's just how life works. But record labels aren't evil. Record labels are just people that are passionate about music, but maybe their talent isn't singing or playing guitar. Maybe their talent is business or being a lawyer or being, a good manager or a photographer or a promoter or, something else. And record labels aren't evil, guys. They're just companies, and without them we wouldn't know about most of the great artists that we love. All right, the Beatles would have still just been some cover band in some pub if it wasn't for a record label that said, hey, let's take a risk, let's invest some money, let's make this happen. All right, and they actually did get rejected by a number of labels before they got signed, and that's just one example. But yeah, guys, record labels aren't evil. All right, so second, I think I've talked enough about that. The second area I'm going to talk about is how is this affecting the music industry? All right. And here's the part where I'm going to say a few things that I haven't heard a lot of other people say, and I'm just putting this out there. I mean, I've heard a few different things going on, and I'm just kind of putting this together. I hear a lot of people in the music industry talk about how piracy is such a problem and how it's really decreased sales, and it's like the number one thing responsible for the music industry being in a slump. All right, and I don't know if I agree with that, because on the other hand, okay, I see the people in the music industry saying that, and yes, piracy is a problem. Shoplifting is a problem. All right, there's always going to be theft that you're going to have to deal with, and it's definitely wrong, but that's just life. We live in a society that is made up of people, and people are not perfect, and they don't always do what they're supposed to do, and that's just how it is. But I don't think piracy is the main problem in the music industry. So I see the music industry people complaining about piracy, But then I see the music fans complaining about how pop music has become dumbed down and there's auto-tune and it's fake and, everything's overproduced and like there's no actual musicians anymore. And that's what I hear coming from the fans. And maybe, not your young, 18-year-old whatever fan, but from like middle-aged people, older people, and yes, a lot of younger people too. Yeah, I'm hearing it from all over the place is they don't like pop music because of that. And there, everyone's a little bit different. Music is subjective to some extent, but I don't think that we have artists as dedicated to excellence as someone like Michael Jackson was at one point. I mean, I think, there is something to be said about that. I mean, I watch the music industry from year to year, and I know that there are some years where it's like, wow, there's a lot of amazing artists doing really incredible things, and other years where it's like, oh my gosh, there's like nothing out that's good. All right, I'm not just going to sit here and blame everything on piracy. I'm going to say, yeah, there is like a problem with just, artists in general that, that's what the music industry is. It's artists. That's what it really boils down to. I mean, it's not just like this big, like, thing. It's like made up of artists, one artist at a time. Like all these artists put together make up the music industry. And if we don't have really great artists that are really reaching people and inspiring people and making people just like, feel things emotionally, I guess. If we don't have those artists, then we don't have a music industry. So I think that's part of the problem. And what can be done about this? People talk about streaming. They talk about, obviously there's like I forget what you call it. It's like digital rights management stuff that's on downloaded music, so it can only play on certain devices. And that just kind of makes things annoying. Streaming, like here's the thing. I think that illegally downloading of music is wrong no matter what. I don't think streaming is like, oh, well, the people that would have just done it illegally, now we'll just have them stream instead because that's free or something. I don't think that's the solution in that way. But I don't think streaming is as bad as some people think either. Because I think what people miss about streaming is that, people buy a song, they have it. All right. They don't need to buy it again. They have it. Now, a song gets streamed, every time it's streamed, that's another, little chunk of money. Now, the problem is that little chunk of money, I think, is way too small. All right. That needs to come up. But other than that, I think streaming is a great model because, instead of buying something, you're renting it basically. And, I'm seeing a lot of companies go to more of a subscription service or something like that because it does, I think in a lot of ways it does make sense. I mean, especially in software, things get updated, like they need to have that ongoing stream of income. It just kind of makes like the updates work and, get paid for and all that kind of stuff. In music streaming, like I said, I think, the thing people don't see about that is that it's ongoing, it's continual. And if we can get that to where, it's actually, a decent chunk of money instead of like barely anything. And then, whoever owns Spotify, they're making all the money. I mean, that doesn't really work. We need to straighten that out. But other than that, I think streaming is a good idea. I think just in general, more people need to be educated because, the movie industry has been really great because the movie industry, you see the credits, and in the credits it says like, this movie created, 30,000 jobs or whatever it was. And then you see like all the different jobs that were created. The biggest problem I think with music that would straighten a whole lot of this stuff out and educate people and get people to realize like, hey, this isn't just taking $10 away from Taylor Swift. This is taking $10 away from, a whole industry, a whole like, company of people, all these people that have jobs. If we could figure out how to get credits back on music, you used to buy a CD, you'd have liner notes. You'd see, oh, this person produced it, mixed it, engineered it. This person played guitar, whatever. I mean, we don't have that anymore. And that's really the biggest issue. And that's the thing that, engineers and producers and those kinds of people worry about a whole lot more is credits, because that's where, like if no one knows what, if you work with some big artist, that's kind of your meal ticket as a producer, all of a sudden you're a big name and other people want to work with you. Well, you take away the credits, your name doesn't go on that, no one knows. Well, you're kind of out of luck on that because of that. So anyway, those are just a few thoughts that I have about this, and there's probably a lot more I could talk about, but I think that's enough for today. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think about it. Good, bad, agree, disagree. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and other than that, I will see you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Geeztown Perspective. If you did, make sure you give this video a like. I'll be making more videos like this for you guys in the coming days and weeks, so make sure you subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any. Also, check out some of my music. If you sign up for my email list at geeztown.com, I will send you 2 free songs. If you prefer to pay, you can also find my music on iTunes, Spotify, and other digital music online retailers. Until next time, see you later.